Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Courtroom Files Live. Getting off to a little bit of an early start today. We'll go ahead and start with Judge Michael McNally in Woodhaven, Michigan.
For name,
Joseph Caressi.
you have 6 prior technical violations. Your probation could be revoked if you're convicted of this violation. It is alleged that you did test positive for alcohol at a DNA test on March 25. If you plead guilty, if you're found guilty, your probation could be revoked and you could be incarcerated for up to 93 days. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to a lawyer. Be glad to give you one. Do you want one?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
To the charge that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive at a chemical test on March 25th at 25, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you drink alcohol within the 3 days before that?
Yes.
Where and how much?
At home in my room, half a pint.
Of what?
Jägermeister.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Where'd you get the Jägermeister? Did you have it in the house or did you go buy it?
I bought it.
Were you home and then you went out and went to the liquor store?
I was on my way home from work and had a moment of weakness.
And so you decided to stop at a liquor store and you bought the Jaeger.
Yes.
And you went into your room and you drank about half of a pint?
Yes.
What caused you to experience that? What do you think it was?
Just a little bit of stress, just a little financial situation, stress from work.
This is your 7th technical violation, Joseph.
Yeah.
I'm accepting the plea. I mean, nobody's forced you to plead guilty, right?
Right.
All right, have a seat. I'm going to call Ms. Wilds in here momentarily. Tell her to give me a few minutes.
Right here.
Either wherever you want. Tell her she can come in 5 or 10 minutes. Michael Nicholas Boyar, 25W37946. Ms. Aycock, your appearance.
Good morning,
Good
Your
morning.
Honor. Leslie Aycock on behalf of the defendant, Michael Boyer.
All right, so defendant's you're authorized to enter this plea. It's going to be a plea as charged to 75 and a 70, which of course is 0 points, but it still goes on his record. That's limited access. Is that your understanding, and is that what you're going to do?
That is my understanding, correct, Your Honor. I do have authority to enter a responsible plea to that.
All right, to that charge, limited access, 5 over, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll accept the plea. 135, April 9th, defendant has to appear by. I'm sorry, that defendant has to pay by, okay?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thanks. Jada Griggs, Jada Marie Griggs, 24M455858. A and B. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Your name?
Jada Griggs.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Do you have all this to pay?
No,
How much do you have today?
I was gonna start at 50.
I can't hear you.
50 today, and I was gonna.
Where do you work at?
I'm currently not working, but I do start at Wendy's as of next Monday.
Which Wendy's?
8 Mile and
Okay.
Evergreen.
All right. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna I'm gonna issue, on file A, you pay 50 now, okay? And then, you tell me how much you're gonna be able to afford going forward.
I was gonna say 50 bi-weekly, and if I could afford more, I would, and
I'm
I for
fine with
sure
that.
can.
50 bi-weekly beginning April the, what? 19th, is that good?
Yeah, I was gonna
I'm
say,
sorry, the 18th, that's 2 weeks from Friday or not?
that's fine.
I'll tell you what, I'll make it April 21. How's that?
Okay, thank you.
And we'll set you up. I really wish you well. Now listen very careful. So you're gonna pay on the A file and then the B file, or we'll print out a payment schedule for you. But listen, if you don't have the money, no problem. Just call the court. We'll go on Zoom, honor before the due date, or you can walk in here, honor before the due date. I'll be happy to give you extensions. So just don't ignore me. I don't care how many times we have to do that. I'll be more than fair with you, okay? If we have to do it 42 times, I'm all right with it. Just don't ignore me, okay?
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yeah, I have a question. So my license is currently suspended due to this ticket. So do I have to pay it in full for that to be lifted,
You have to
or?
pay the no insurance. Lisa, let her pay the no insurance first, okay?
Okay.
You're gonna pay the no insurance first. Is that the only reason it's suspended?
Yeah,
You gotta take care of these though.
yeah, I've been trying to. The last court date I had, which was last month, I was in the hospital, so I couldn't make it. So that extended it a whole nother month.
I
So-
tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut down the, tell you what. I'll reduce your fines on this.
Thank you.
Fines cost reduced to 185 plus clearance fee. Okay,
Okay,
so I'm gonna save you $97. So I'm the no proof. I'll do that for you. All right.
okay, thank you.
Best of luck to you. Thank you, Kevin, Paul. Kevin Stewart, Paul. 24B1467274. How you doing?
Good.
All right, good. We're gonna be done with this. Perfect. All right, so you pled the trespass.
Yes.
Tell me your name.
Kevin Paul.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm under penalties of perjury that the testimony you'll give in these proceedings will be the whole true self you got.
Yes.
All right, since you were in court in front of me when I sentenced you, I took this case under section 771.1. I sentenced you on October 10. Since that date, have you been arrested?
No.
Any new charges?
No.
Any other cases pending?
No.
You're compliant. Congratulations. Case dismissed. Motion to prosecutor. Probation has made a note you were compliant. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss it. And you're all set.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. Which one did I ask you to come in on? Caressi, right? People against Joseph Allen Caressi, 23R7-12054. Your name,
Elizabeth Washington, Your Honor.
sir?
Joseph
So
Caressi.
he says he was on his way home, and in a weak moment, he stopped at a liquor store and bought a pint of Jaeger and drank it at home in his room, half of it.
Half of a pint.
I
That's
know,
what
I
bought.
know, half of it.
No, I didn't buy a pint. I bought a half pint.
Oh, a half pint. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. So you drank a half pint.
Yes.
Okay, so we drank a, all right. So he drank a half pint. That's where we are with it. He's had multiple violations. I'm gonna listen to you speak. It's getting serious. What would you like to tell me?
There's nothing I can really say to kind of help my case, I guess. There's no good excuse for it.
I mean, you've been at this a while now. Judge Hessen sentenced you August 1st to 23.
Yeah.
We're coming to the end.
I know.
If you can't stay clean now, I don't know how you're gonna get through the program. I can't let this continue to go on. I want to just check out the other violations. So you were in here February 7th, you pled to consuming alcohol of 24. That was one charge. That was one violation. Then you had another one back in March of 24, March 14th, failure to submit to chemical testing. Then you had another failure to submit to chemical testing on July 22 of 24. Then you had was it a positive chemical test as a result of the show cause of September 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we got 2 positives, we got 2 failures to submit. Then you came back in here. Wait a minute. Did I miss one?
Yeah, I can give you a brief
Oh, I see. There were 2 others. It was either positive tests or failure to submit to chemical testing August 12 and August 20 of 23, right?
Those were failures. Mr. Crusty was not testing and he was not blowing into his solar.
So that was in front of Judge Hessen, and so now you've had, this is your 7th violation. What else, Lisa, Beth, would you like to tell me?
Yeah, the biggest thing that I have for you, Your Honor, as the court's aware, and just a reminder, for graduation, 2 big requirements that affect Mr. Crusty right now. One is the 90 days of sobriety, documented sobriety, and no major violations within 4 months. So at this point, if the court is going to allow Mr. Crusty to continue in the program and allow him to graduate on June 25th, he'll have 92 days of documented sobriety, given he stays clean and sober. However, determined by yourself, Your Honor, if you feel this is a major violation, that date then pushes him out to the possibility of graduating, let's say, July 25th, and as you just indicated, his probation expires as 2 years on August 1. So that's the biggest issue at hand, I think, for Mr. Carussi. Obviously, use is a concern. But I don't know, based on the court's determination, if you feel this is a major violation, Mr. Cressy will not graduate from the program.
I know. You're playing with fire. You really are. I've tried to be, didn't I send him to jail once? I did, didn't I?
You did.
How long?
3 days.
Obviously that wasn't enough. I don't want to be a wise guy, but I liken this to baseball. You know, you can be considered a great hitter if you're only successful 3 out of 10 times, or 35 out of 100 times. That'd make you a 350 hitter. This doesn't work in sobriety. That's not how we do things here. I don't know what to do with you, Joseph. I'm so disappointed in you. I can't even stand it. Every time I think we've got you on the right track, you disappoint us. But you're letting yourself down. You're not letting us down. You had to make a conscious decision to pull over. You probably went out of your way to get to the liquor store. You walked into the liquor store, you bought it, you came back with it to your house, you had to open it and you had to drink it, and that's just too much.
Yeah.
What is that? What's that museum?
Umbrella, yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know. What do you think?
I am torn. I really like Joseph. I enjoy our conversations together, got to know him very well over the last basically 2 years, including his bond phase. But at this point, I don't know. He was well aware. We talked about this in September about graduation requirements. I've been over it with him. And at this point, I think the first decision is whether or not he's gonna be allowed to continue in the program. And then the second decision based on that is whether or not this is gonna warrant jail time. Mr. Cressy disclosed to me this morning after status review, he's got a wonderful opportunity today at 10:30 to interview with US Steel, to get the job that he's basically been hoping for and working towards. And we're standing here considering him going through that door as opposed to out the front.
What are you doing, man?
I don't know.
Come on. Come on. Jeez. I mean, I can't even tell you how disappointed I am. I thought you were on the right track. I thought you were doing the right things. Anything else you want to say?
No.
August 1, his probation would end, right?
That's correct, Your Honor. 4 months would be roughly July 5th, or excuse me, July 25th.
I'm just, I don't want to keep repeating myself, okay? I'm just so disappointed. I'm not going to impose costs. You're going to go, you're not going to graduate until July 25th. You're to serve 5 days jail. I'm going to let you go to that interview, and then you're returning here.
Okay.
Defendant to return by 1 p.m. to serve jail term. Beth, what else do you think we can do? I thought about putting him back on a sober link to make sure he doesn't do this again.
Yeah, the only thing I can determine is that he is testing. Joseph is not going to graduate from phase 4. He's going to be graduating from phase 3. And he'll remain at the 2 a week. I'm not sure if he wanted to increase that to 3 a week. At this point, it does concern me because testing is, let's say, Monday and Tuesday. Outside of the surprise test, Joseph knows he's got about 4 or 5 days in there. So I think.
Yeah, we're going to have you defendant to test 3 times per week. And defendant to pay for testing. As much as I hate to do this, you're not giving me any choice. Defendant to pay for testing until June 1st. That's what I'm doing. You'll be back here at 1 o'clock. If you get that job and they tell you you're going to start tomorrow, you still got to come and talk to me and we'll work something out.
Okay.
Last chance. Next one, you're going for good. You're done, finished, through. I'm not going to graduate you. But you got to make up your mind. What concerns me here, this isn't some exercise to get through a program. It's to make a life change. And we have wasted, you have wasted 20 months of your own time if you just are going to be waiting with bated breath to hit July 26th and so you can go out and get drunk. It's just been a big waste of time for you. I'll see you here at 1 o'clock. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Courtroom Files Live. Kind of a, forgive the pun, a sobering way to start the day. I have a place in my heart for people who struggle with alcohol. I've mentioned this in other spots on the channel, but it's definitely something that's affected my family. There are people in my family who struggle with it. I got lucky. I don't. I think it's a combination of having a crazy high tolerance for it and an addictive personality. I have that crazy high tolerance for it. I can drink crazy amounts of alcohol. I choose not to. I'm too old for all of that at this point, but it's never been something that I've craved and had to have. I don't have that in my personality, but there are members of my family that do, and they've struggled with it. So I hope this guy figures it out. He's got opportunities in front of him, but he's going to have to find an inner strength to get over it. That's for sure. Good morning again to everybody. B. Davis asking about the motion to suppress hearing. I will do a video on that. I didn't get there yesterday, but soon we'll put that up. Do I have an answer to how it resolved itself? I do not. It did not happen on camera. I'm going to try and see if I can find what the resolution was. No guarantees that I will, but either way, I'm gonna do a cut of that hearing itself, so that'll be up on the channel. What I did spend my time doing yesterday, though, if you'll notice on your screen, there's these cute little graphics now that I have put up that will make it clear whose courtroom we're currently monitoring. And if you'll notice, I took the judges and actually cartooned them a little bit just for fun in the little graphic there. So that'll help people, especially as they're moving in and out, so they can be very clear on who we're watching. I don't have them for every single judge that we might monitor, but I did manage to get them put together for the top 10, so the majority of the time we'll be very clear on who we're watching. Real quick, I'm not going to stick there because he's in recess, but this is Judge Simpson's courtroom, and Caleb here instantly wins the Hair of the Day award. It's crazy. I love it. He's clearly a YouTube streamer too. He's got a green screen behind him, so part of his look is probably his channel. But good on you, man. That's high fashion right there. Let's stick with Judge McNally. I've got my eyes on 6 courtrooms, but he's the best show at the moment.
298. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Jacob Lesnar.
You're charged with a violation of probation. They think you failed to refrain from possessing alcohol. You had positive results for alcohol on March 19, 25, according to them, and you admittedly consumed alcohol. If you plead, and you have the right to a lawyer on this, I'll be happy to give you one. If you plead guilty, if you're found guilty, you have no prior technical violations. You could get 5 days. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the advice of rights and read and understand the rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will not be a hearing or a trial of any kind. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you want a lawyer? I'll give you one at public expense if you want one. Would you like a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
To the charge that you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol, testing positive at a chemical test at DNA on March 19 of 25, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you consume alcohol, say within the 3 days before that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
What did you consume?
I was at dinner with my boss. It was 3 Coronas.
I can't hear you.
I was at dinner with my boss. It was 3 Coronas.
And you had those within the 3 days preceding the 19th of February, of March rather?
Yes, Your Honor.
And nobody's forced you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna accept your plea. We're gonna get Ms. Tessino in here. And we will go from there. You can have a seat right at the table there, if you would, please. People against Hill, Peyton Carroll Hill, 25W837277. Do we have Peyton Hill out there, Lisa? Oh,
No, Judge, I'm here. She's incarcerated today.
oh, okay, come on up.
Thank you. I'm sorry, there's another court call. I had to step out.
That's all right, 25W837277. Your name?
Edward Zelenak for the defendant.
So she's in, where?
She is in the Oakland County Jail now. She had a matter in front of Judge Meineke, and they transferred her to the jail to put her in a mental health treatment program. The court may recall that she's been institutionalized since the arrest. And Woodhaven will make a decision, but they're not prepared to make a decision today.
Well, I'll just adjourn it. What did we want to do? 2 weeks? Is that what we're doing again?
Tell me what works with your docket. 2 weeks is good, Judge.
Lisa, am I good on the 16th?
Yes, 9 o'clock.
Okay, April 16th at 9? Is
Your
that
Honor, I
good?
appreciate your patience. Well, that'll work for me.
No problem. Thank you.
This is way beyond my control, but they're not letting her back out on the
I
streets.
understand.
She has a guardian and a conservator, so who knows where we'll go.
I
Nice seeing you, Your
understand.
Honor.
You too. Thank you very much. Les now. Well, wait a minute. Let me do this. Do I have, why don't you get her petition if she's filled that out? You know,
Are you still working on that?
Okay.
You done?
all right, let's call in Emily and Les. Recalling Jacob Christopher Les now. 24F242298. Your name?
Jacob Leslie.
All right, so I'm gonna sentence you now, unless you tell me, Judge, I want a lawyer. I'm not trying to scare you.
Yeah, I gotcha. Would it make any?
It's up, I can't,
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I can't make that decision
I
for you.
mean, no,
now.
I am guilty. So,
What would you like to tell me?
well,
What happened? Why'd you do this?
so I was out on dinner with my boss, and he knew what happened in July when I was convicted of OWVI.
I knew that.
Yeah. So he was really helpful in the beginning. So it's been, I don't know, 7-8 months. I just got a job promotion. I told him because I think it was 6 months already went by and I was eligible for early dismissal.
Again.
Um,
Amazing.
so I already talked to Miss Tessino and she was sending paperwork in and whatnot for my early dismissal because it was past half my probation. She said I may or may not have to test one more time. It was a misjudgment and I should have just not drank with him. He knew it. I told him I was done. It was a mistake. Yeah.
Name?
Emily Tessino.
What do you want to tell me?
So I kind of came at the end. Yes, I have applied for early discharge. I always make it very clear on probation until I tell you otherwise. I mean, he did the right thing and he was honest because interestingly enough, his EPG did come back negative from the lab. So
It did?
It did. And obviously with the applying for this, everything else is kind of complete, really up to what all he had left to do was continue to test and refrain. So I mean, he emailed me immediately, told me what happened, and obviously not the best judgment, but I did get the lab back.
Where do you work again?
The airport, I work for Signature Flight Support. Been with them for 4 years now.
Can I see the screen? Couldn't have just waited a couple more days?
Sir, Your Honor, yeah, I just got the job promotion. I was excited. I figured I was done. Obviously I wasn't. That was my fault.
How old are you?
23. But I mean, I figured honesty is always the best policy and I was upfront with her.
Hmm. Give me the scenario again. He tests positive at DNA.
Yep.
He emails you and admits he drank.
Yep. He told
We
me.
send it to the lab for the confirmation test negative.
And it is a weird situation because had he not been honest,
I know,
he would have been.
I know. You make a bad criminal, Mr. Lesnow. I say that with all respect and complimenting you, which is good. I have a fundamental problem sometimes with us taking people that are honest. Without his admission, you have nothing.
Exactly.
You have nothing.
He would have been discharged.
You seem like a nice kid. Don't let this kind of stupid thing get in the way of your life. But if I take his plea, technically he can't get off of probation now.
He wouldn't be eligible again for 90 days.
I know.
Which would still be early. Could we maybe do something where we adjourn sentencing to give him a couple weeks of testing?
I've already taken the plea.
Oh, yeah. Trying to think of a happy.
I guess I do make a poor criminal then, so.
Let me think about this a minute, okay? I think, I mean, it'd be easy to be a tough guy and come down on him, but I don't want to do that because you were honest, and that means a lot to me. And if you hadn't been honest, we wouldn't have a case. There would be no violation. I just have a fundamental problem. I think I've said this before, with us taking honest admissions and penalizing when the test came back negative. That was the way I felt about one other one that happened recently. Correct. I think I took that plea. But I didn't do anything. Pretty much.
I think you gave her sober.
But I didn't do jail. I didn't, and she might have deserved. All right, let me think this through. Let's see. You know what? I'm not going to sentence you today. What hours do you work?
Monday through Friday, 1 to 9 p.m.
Oh, good. Well, let's reschedule this for sentencing. I want to set it for next week sometime and give this some thought. Lisa, give me a date in about a week.
April 10th at 8:30.
Okay? April 10th at 8:30, okay?
He did put in a travel request
When?
for work.
When?
That I said that we would address today. Remind me the date. It's tomorrow,
Yeah, tomorrow to the 8th.
the 8th.
I'm going to San Antonio for the Final Four for my company, helping the other base out.
Final Four?
I'm not going there. I'm working with airplanes. It's in San
What
Antonio.
are we gonna do? Now that I've got this thing here.
Well, that's why I told him that we'd have to address it today, because I technically, with the pending violation, technically, he's not complying. I've let him travel for work before, he's tested, he got back.
And you're leaving today or tomorrow until the 8th?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'll let him go, but he's gonna have a sober link. Okay?
Okay.
So you're gonna go, but you're gonna have a sober link, and I'm sentencing you April 10th at 8:30.
Yes, Your Honor.
You gotta get a sober link before you go. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor. What,
I'll give you all.
She'll
Okay.
talk to you about it.
Thank you.
Okay?
Yep,
And then I'll sentence you next week. Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, B. Davis, yes, we will follow up on this. I just made myself a note to capture this interaction plus the follow-up on April 10th, so we'll try to put together one cohesive piece of what happens. Let's change it up a little bit, and let's go over to South Wakefield and Judge Sheila Johnson? Because it sounds like she's got somebody in front of her with some fairly serious charges going on.
Let's count one being criminal sexual conduct, first degree with a weapon being used. It's a maximum penalty of life imprisonment or any term of years, mandatory lifetime electronic monitoring, and mandatory AIDS and STD testing and DNA to be taken. Also, you have count two, felony firearm, 2 years consecutive with or preceding any term of imprisonment that could be imposed for the felony of criminal sexual conduct, first degree. Then you also have count three, another count of criminal sexual conduct, first degree with weapon use, carrying that same penalty, life imprisonment, or any term of years with the same mandatory monitoring and AIDS, STD testing, and DNA testing. Also, you have count number 4, which is felony firearm, again carrying 2 years consecutive with and preceding any term of imprisonment that might be imposed for the crime of criminal sexual conduct, first degree. Then you have count 5, possession of a firearm by a prohibited person, maximum penalty 5 years, $5,000 fine, and forfeiture of the weapon or device. Count 6, also felony firearm carrying 2 years consecutive with and preceding any term of imprisonment that might be imposed for the crime of possession of a firearm by a prohibited person. You have count number 7, possession of ammunition by a prohibited person. That also is 5 years, $5,000 fine, and forfeiture of any weapon or device. And then count number 8, felonious assault or assault with a dangerous weapon, which carries 4 years and maximum fine of up to $2,000, and DNA also taken on that. And then there's one more, count 9, felony firearm, which carries 2 years consecutive with and preceding any term of imprisonment that might be imposed for the crime of assault with a dangerous. So you understand one of those counts? And you do have a right to have a preliminary examination on each of those counts within 21 days of your arraignment, and technically within 7 days of today's probable cause conference date. So you understand that. Okay, I'm gonna ask Mr. Sabota though, a lot of counts. Do you have your discovery? Have you gone over it? Do you need time for that, or otherwise know how you want to proceed? All righty. How many witnesses, Ms. Meyer?
4 years.
4 witness exam.
Tell me when.
It's available April 23rd at 10 a.m.
How about that?
That's way.
Works.
Is that good for you? Nah, I doubt it. You don't know how booked we are with exams. And that's only, believe it or not, 3 weeks. Yeah, we try to get in custodies in quicker, but do you have anything any sooner?
See on the 23rd, what time?
10? She'll look and she'll see if she can squeeze it in. 3, 4.
Court's available.
Gotta check something out. Mm-hmm.
Court's available April 16th at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay, that's better.
There's not available.
Yeah, you're not.
It's not me. I have her scheduled here. She's not available that day. Before the 23rd, she has the 22nd, 21st, April 8th.
You can have the 16th or the 23rd.
I can do either one.
Oh.
23rd at 10 a.m.
All right, we're back to square one, then 10 o'clock at April 23rd for the preliminary examination, and the bonds continues.
Thank you. Brian, can you wait 21 days?
Oh, yeah, we do need to do that, I guess. So you understand, Mr. Reese, that you're going to be waiving the 21 days so that you can have this preliminary examination due to scheduling of counsel and the court schedule. We just can't get it in within 7 days of today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and waive the 21 7 days for scheduling purposes. And now we're all set. Mhm. You're welcome.
So he's potentially facing some serious time. He's got a long road ahead of him. Let's go to Judge Fleischer. He is up and running now, and let me know what you think. But the cartooned version of Judge Fleischer in the banner below, that's the favorite of all of them that I was able to do. But let me know your thoughts.
A warrant. You're not going to get a third PR bond. Do you understand?
I have to remain in Houston until this.
Well, let me get you a lawyer. We can talk and try to see how we go forward. For now, let me just have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box, and then we're going to get you a lawyer here momentarily. Okay? Please. Do you mind filing not to go back to that water?
Judge, next is page 12 and 13. Gutierrez, come on up. Okay, go ahead and sign.
Good morning, Judge.
Hi, Ray, I was actually going to chat you just now. Is this your arraignment?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. Okay.
All right, go ahead and see the judge.
Are you Alfredo Gutierrez?
Sure.
Mr. Gutierrez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. As you can see, your lawyer is here with you, not in person, but on Zoom, so that you're not here alone. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay. Please.
Yeah, right, just one moment. I'm sorry, it's Google so small.
Okay, no problem. Oh, I see. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. And in that case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. Okay.
On March 25th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, a law enforcement officer responded to a single vehicle accident and made contact with the defendant, who stated that he was just being stupid and spun out and hit a pole. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant to have bloodshot eyes and a mild odor of alcoholic beverages emitting from his person. The defendant admitted to drinking one beer. Standardized blood sobriety tests were conducted, and the law enforcement officer observed 6 out of 6 on the HGN test, 3 out of 4 on the one-leg stand, and 3 out of 8 on walk and turn. The defendant consented to a breath specimen and included 0.078 and 0.074. Law enforcement officers also found a loaded handgun in the center console of the vehicle.
Okay. Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
You've run as NCIC?
Yes, Your Honor.
Driver's license?
Still.
Please.
Sorry.
Mr. Gutierrez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. No more PR bonds. Do you understand? As long as you have a valid license and liability insurance in your name, then you may continue to drive. If you don't have either, then you're not allowed to drive, and that is also a condition of your bond.
Correct.
Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Davila, and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games or you're ducking and dodging phone calls, I will issue a warrant for your arrest. Don't pick up any new cases. I'll have you go to Victoria Center reset. You'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Judge, how's June 3rd or the 5th?
You hear that, Ray?
June 5th, please.
Okay.
Okay, man. Have fun.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Take care.
All right, Judge, next is page 26. Sanders. Come on up.
Judge, the case where the no contact, do not return to the Whataburger, is it just that Whataburger or?
Yeah, just that.
Just the Whataburger?
Right. But like on a theft case, all.
Yes,
And
sure.
this one, he only has a problem with this one here, so just this particular one.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Sign for your leave that, please.
You are Mr. Scott Sanders. Mr. Sanders, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 25th, 2025, officers initiated a subject stop at a Walgreens on East Mount Houston Road, Harris County, Texas. Officers observed a defendant sitting outside the entry holding a brown cardboard sign, panhandling. Officers approached the defendant. Defendant stated, "Okay, I'm leaving, I'm leaving. They told me to leave, I'm leaving. Don't take me to jail." Officers asked consent to pat down the defendant. The defendant consented to the pat down. The officers observed a green leafy substance in a plastic bag located on defendant's person. Defendant stated he forgot the marijuana was there, but that it was only kush. Officers observed an additional plastic bag containing a green leafy substance. The officers observed the marijuana to weigh 0.045 ounces. The complaining witness was identified by their Texas driver's license and advised that the defendant has shoplifted multiple times and has been trespassed. Complaining witness informed the officers that complaining witness asked the defendant to leave prior to the officer's arrival. Complaining witness advised officers the defendant initially left the property. Complaining was unaware of the defendant's return to the store until the officers contacted him outside the store. Officers note defendant's theft case was against that Walgreens and was dismissed. Officer notes that the defendant has been criminally trespassed from the same Walgreens. Officers also noted that they did observe a meth or crack pipe on the defendant's person. The complainant was able to identify the defendant based on the previous mugshot.
Okay. Mr. Sanders, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case.
Yes,
Let me provide you a lawyer today so that you can talk to someone about this case. All right. For now, do not go back to this Walgreens. Let's not talk about this case because you have the right to remain silent. I don't want you to say something that hurts your case.
They want to say something about seeking treatment.
Okay. Let me get your lawyer first and then we can talk about it. We'll try to help you as much as we can. Okay. Vic, do you mind?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. I'm going to have you sign a receipt, Victoria, and then we'll have you take your seat in the jury box, sir. Okay.
This way. Go ahead and sign for your receipt, please. Judge is page 32, Williams. Come on up.
Good morning, Mr. Williams. Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Okay. On March 25th, 2025, an officer was dispatched to Montrose Boulevard for a call for service related to driving while intoxicated. The officers observed the defendant's motor vehicle upon arrival. The officers observed the defendant's vehicle to have major front end damage, multiple airbags reported, and to be leaking fluid. The officer met with the witness who called 911. The witness stated he observed the defendant's vehicle to have struck a light pole. The witness stated that he did not see the actual crash, but saw the defendant back up and start driving away from the crash. The witness observed the defendant drive several hundred feet before stopping due to the motor vehicle being disabled. The witness stated that they observed, the officer made contact with the defendant and an officer observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverages emitting from the defendant's person. The officer also observed the defendant had bloodshot eyes and slurred speech. The officer observed the defendant had trouble maintaining balance as well. The defendant consented to standardized field sobriety test. The officer observed 6 out of 6 clues on the HGN test, 7 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and 4 out of 4 on the one leg stand. Defendant consented to a breath sample and which the test readings came back at 0.185 and 0.168.
Any prior WIs? And then does he have a license?
No prior DWIs, Your Honor, and I'm running that license.
Please. Mr. Williams, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail.
His license is eligible. No.
As long as you have a valid license and liability insurance in your name, then you may continue to drive. But if I find that you're using, it's not going to go well, and I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, sir? Okay, we will give you time to hire a lawyer. So I will first have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You will then get with Fleischer for your bond conditions. After that, we'll get you out here to hire a lawyer. All right? Please.
This way. All right, Judge, next is page 33. Wood, come on up.
While we're waiting, excuse me, my voice is weird today. While we're waiting for her to come up real quick, if you're looking for something to watch this afternoon, you can always tune into the Courtroom Files, of course, because we have like 400 videos now, something like that. But if you want to watch something live, go to Judge Boyd's court this afternoon. She started a trial yesterday with an up-and-coming rapper who, in 2017, allegedly murdered somebody. And it's that trial started yesterday. It's been pretty intriguing so far, but it won't be something we'll cover here because it picks up again this afternoon at like 1 o'clock Houston or San Antonio time, so Central time. But if you're interested, go take a look at that because I found it intriguing yesterday.
Argument over the Wi-Fi password. The defendant punched the complaining witness in the face, head, causing pain. The defendant also ripped the complaining witness's shirt, scratching him in the process, also causing pain. Officer DeVert observed the defendant to have visible injuries to his face and back.
Do we know whether he wants to have contact?
No, it's not.
He does not want
He
to.
does not.
Okay. Ms. Woods, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. A protective order has been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and probably will file a violation of protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. I am ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. If you violate this, we will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand me? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? We can have you fill out an application. I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. Deputy Miranda is going to give you an application. I need to know everything about you, where you work, what kind of money you make, money in the bank, car, what kind of car you drive. And then I'll take a look to see whether you qualify. I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll give you the application, then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Thanks, Smash.
This way. I'm gonna sign your receptor right now. Judge, was that state's bond condition?
Yeah. Do you mind filing no contact, no weapons?
That's it for now, Judge. I'm waiting on two attorneys for this.
Okay. Do you have an arraignment?
No, Judge.
No? Okay. Are you going over there? You want to go over there?
Yes, I'm over there.
Let's go. I'm going.
All right, we'll switch gears while he steps out. B. Davis, I'll be honest with you, I missed the reference because I had Fleischer's audio tuned out for a second while I was listening to another courtroom. So explain yourself, please. Let's go to Judge Simpson, visit him this morning for a little bit.
Hello, what's your name?
Shantae Johnson.
Okay. All right, we'll mute you back, but I don't have Miss Stewart.
Your Honor, I did expect her here today. I don't have an explanation for.
I expect them all to be here.
She's not in communication with me. She has a Secretary of State hearing that she finally got a hearing date scheduled for May 1st. We were going to be requesting an adjournment. For the record, I would request an adjournment after that date. I don't have a further explanation for her failure to appear. I expect her to be here.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set amount of 5,000. I'll give a 10% privilege. That warrant will issue. Well, what's today? The second.
Yes.
Give me time to try to find her. I won't issue the warrant until April 4th,
Thank you, Your Honor.
2025.
Barbara, this is a monetized channel. As such, YouTube will serve up ads. Are they doing interruptive ads where the live stream is stopping and you're getting like a ad on your screen, or is it like stuff that's popping up on the side, like buy this thing, but doesn't stop the live stream? I'm curious what you're seeing.
Court calls the case of the people versus Joseph Pinkston.
This is Public Defender Natalie Tate, this is not the cast, this is Kingston, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, sir. Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this matter to which my client will be pleading no contest and added count 2 of retail fraud third degree and exchange count 1 of retail fraud in second degree would be dismissed. That's correct, Your Honor. Retail fraud in the third degree being a 93 days of year, $500 fine or a trouble amount, contrary to MCL 750356 DS and Delta 4.
Is he signed in advice or rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
May I have him sworn?
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to affirm the testimony about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Sir, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge, or pleading no contest, I should say, to the charge of retail fraud in the third degree. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days of jail, $500 fine plus court cost. Fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that? All right. Do you understand what a no contest plea is? Two things about it. I have to make sure you understand it. First of all, it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. You understand that? Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that? All right. Basis for no contest plea? To that charge, sir, how do you plead?
No contest.
You understand that by pleading no contest, you will not have a trial of any kind. All right. You signed an advice of rights form, is that correct? Any question regarding any of those rights? Please look at paragraph 5. Those are your rights which are part of a trial. You understand that by pleading no contest, you're giving up those rights as well as all the rights on that form. You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of rights.
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Anybody promise you anything other than what's been stated here today to get you to plea? Anybody threaten you or coerce you? You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
And of your own free will?
Yes.
All right, court has been provided and has reviewed Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report for their case number 2413961. Any objection to the court having reviewed that report?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor.
Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there is a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant's guilt of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Before satisfied. Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be April 30th, 2025, 12 noon. Bond will continue. Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Jada Taylor.
Good morning. This is Public Defender Lauren on behalf of Ms. Taylor. Ms. Taylor, please state your name for the record.
Hi, Jada Taylor.
We're requesting an adjournment. Ms. Taylor and I just need some time to review the media together.
Without objection, April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you.
Thank you. Court does call the case of the people versus Caleb Whaley.
People. Good morning. This is the Public Defender Lauren hearing on behalf of Mr. Whaley. Mr. Whaley, please state your name for the record.
Caleb Whaley.
Okay, thank you.
Your Honor, we have come to resolution for a civil infraction. Mr. Whaley, is that what you want to do today?
Yes.
Double park.
No, Your Honor, the
Oh,
offer
I'm
is
sorry.
to an added count, or to plead responsible, not guilty, to an added count of no proof of insurance, contrary to 2573281.
That's one.
150.
All right, Mr. Whaley?
Yes.
Sir, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on or about January 26, 2025, location in Pittsfield Township, that you, upon the request of a police officer, failed to provide proof of insurance?
Yes.
All right, court will accept that admission of responsible. To that count two, count one is dismissed. Fines and cost of $155. When can you pay that?
I would need time.
Okay. Like how much time?
4 months?
Excuse me?
4 months? I know I'm in Albuquerque right now, but I'm currently homeless right now. I'm staying on it.
Oh, okay.
I do know.
Did you talk to him about that?
I do know that he's going through some financial difficulties, Your Honor. Maybe we could do 6 weeks, and if he makes some payments, we can extend that period, if he hasn't paid it off by then.
May 31st, 2025. All right, thank you. Barney is up to something today. I don't know. Court calls the cases of the people versus Christopher Minor. Is that who they are?
All right, so yeah, Pittsfield Township.
National Law Enforcement of the State of Michigan. Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Minor. Mr. Minor, please say your name for the record. Your Honor, I should speak with the people today. I did recommend for Mr. Minor to mental health court. You should have a referral form.
I do, and I've signed that.
Perfect. I'm going to ask Mr. Minor to sign this. It sounds like you were going to get straight to mental health court, correct?
How fast are they doing their screenings? Do we know? Don't know. Okay, is he being held on anything else?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I think that we could go to the 23rd. I'd appreciate that. Try to make sure we're getting him.
April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. All right.
And then I just need the referral form back, Your Honor.
Okay. So when Perry woke up today and walked in, so first thing you did the thing with the computer.
I know.
Then yeah,
No,
twice, yeah, twice. And then, no, it was twice. And I wasn't gonna call you out on the second one, but whatever. And then the phone, right? That was. And then the next thing, and then you didn't talk to your client about payment. And then this, listen, I'm just going through the things you've done past hour 45 minutes. All right. And then you want the form back.
I do. I need to submit it.
I know. Ms. Wiley, would you like to hear? We're all set.
No,
Fine, we'll continue.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you really mean that?
Yes, I do. Hours left.
We'll get through today.
We will.
I'm just hoping you're not in custody. Court calls case people versus Daniel Sims. They're not up yet. They're not. I don't have, okay. I'll pass that one. Court does call the case people versus Jared Roberson. Gerald Roberson? No response unless you're in order to show cause. Failure to. Oh, hello, your name? You're not Jared Roberson.
Cheers, bro.
Okay. All right, come on now. State your name for the record, sir.
Carlos.
Okay. Sir, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint that alleges that you are operating a motor vehicle with no insurance under the motor vehicle code. Do you understand that, sir? All right. It's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that? All right. First question I have for you, and I should say, this is alleged to have occurred on March 6, 2025 at the location of eastbound I-94 near Stone School Road. It alleged to have occurred on eastbound I-94 near Stone School. All right. All right, sir. First question I have for you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney? No? What are you going to do in this case? Okay. Is that really what you want to do? Really? What if it could be worked out to something less than a misdemeanor? What, are you having problems hearing me?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay, we've got equipment. Let's see if that'll work for you, okay? Does that help you at all, sir? Yeah. Oh, okay, all right. So next time you come in, just make sure to ask us for that, okay?
Hello?
So, seriously. Does Miss Fox, she's here? Okay, tell her away. All right. You don't want to be represented by an attorney? What if something can be worked out that's not a misdemeanor? Wouldn't you like to explore that option?
Yeah.
So do you know how to do that?
No.
So do you want an attorney to help you?
Yeah.
Great. Public defender Kate.
Public defender Natalie Page, by right, we would waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask for a pretrial date.
Defendant having waived for a reading, standing mute, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to April 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond in this case will be $5,000 personal recognizance bond, standard conditions, no assaultive behavior, or possession of any weapons, no alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Let's switch gears, go back to Judge McNally. He took a little bit of a recess and he's back now, so let's see what he's got going on.
Can you pay that?
Your Honor, my client will pay that today.
It's a gift, Mr. Renna. Stay out of here. Get a valid license. Don't come back on a revoke. Thank you. Good luck. Jody Lynn Kaminsky. 24W75515. Ms. Kaminsky, your name?
Jody Lynn Kaminsky, Your Honor.
Ms. Crawford?
Michael Crawford, representing Ms. Kaminsky.
Fair to pay fines and costs as ordered. What's she going to do?
Your Honor, my client's going to plead guilty, but with explanation.
I'll need Emily in here. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty here, I want you to understand that you could be incarcerated on this. This is a first technical violation. You could get 5 days. Do you understand that?
Go to jail?
I didn't say that. I have to tell you the maximums. Do you understand that?
I understand.
Did you sign the advice of rights and read and understand the rights?
Yes.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that? You understand that?
Yes.
To the charge, fair to pay 40/80, balance, fines and costs. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Did you fail to pay?
Yes.
You have it now?
I don't.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Plea is accepted. Your name?
Just put on probation.
Why haven't you paid anything? This was supposed to be paid 40 a month starting November 10th.
Your Honor, if I might assist, my client simply doesn't have the financial means to survive and pay this. She doesn't work. She can provide evidence from her doctors that she physically can't work. And because of her mental health issues, she cannot work. She's on SSD. She makes $967 a month. The best SSI, I apologize. Her rent, the best rent that she can find that she can afford is $855. That leaves her with $167 to live each month.
I don't have a problem with, I mean, she's gonna have to do it. I'll be glad to let her do community service in lieu.
No, Your Honor, my client would entertain that. However, she's had a very difficult time finding places that had volunteer service for within her area. Her means of transportation is a bike. She rode her bike up here today. She's found some that was further out, but she can't ride her bike there.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, she's gonna have to find, there's all kinds of nonprofit organizations around here, Ms. Kaminsky. I'll be happy to give you an opportunity to do community service instead of paying the fines, but it has to be at a non-profit organization. Non-profit organization. I was told by Ms. O'Donnell that you did your other community service at what turned out to be a profit organization. That doesn't count. You can't do it at a profit enterprise. It has to be at a non-profit organization. An animal shelter, a Salvation Army, St. Vincent de Paul, a church. You're gonna have to find a place to do that. Here's what I'm gonna do.
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Sure.
I have tried all those resources that you pointed out, and they said they're not doing it. Even the library said they don't have that kind of program anymore.
That's not true.
That it is true.
At least that's what they told her.
I called multiple times. I did the hospital. They said they don't have nothing like that. I called countless times, and they still gave me the same ring around.
Well, you can call Salvation Army, St. Vincent de Paul.
I have, Your Honor, and they said the same thing. I called.
I have people come in here all the time that use those places. Okay? So I don't know what else to tell you. I placed you on probation for 6 months. That's supposed to end on the 16th. I'll extend probation for a period of 2 months until June the 16th.
Is there anything I could do?
Ma'am, let me finish. I won't order additional costs. Defendant can satisfy payment of fines costs. She owes $480.
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
Tell you what, you just do 25 hours of community service by, and I'll need another review hearing before June 16th, by May 31. So ma'am, you got 2 months to do it. There's nothing else I can do. I can either order court work program, send you to jail, make you pay the fines, or have you perform community service. There's all kinds of places that will take community service or that will allow you to perform community service at.
So if I might, I mean, I know it's a bit more stringent, but maybe if she is willing to do, and the court is so inclined, she did court work, at least she'd have some defined work that she could
do that.
I mean, again, I don't know exactly what the tasks are, but the point is it would take the responsibility and onus on her from finding places where she's having a difficulty doing. She can get on the bike and come up here. She came today. If she's willing to come in the morning.
Lisa, first of all, give me a review hearing date after May 31, but before June the
June 11th at 9
16th.
o'clock.
June 11th at 9 o'clock will be your review hearing date, okay?
Okay, if you don't believe me, I have stuff that will prove that I can't pay the court costs.
Ma'am, I don't need to, we're done with that. I believe you. I believe you. If you think she can do court work,
I don't know if court work program would be a great option.
I don't think so either.
But what is the court
All right,
work?
listen, I'm gonna let you sit and talk to your probation officer. She'll give you some examples. Okay? They didn't stop allowing some community service to be performed at their various businesses here, nonprofit organizations. Salvation Army, St. Vincent de Paul, call the Brownstown Animal Shelter, call the church. Somehow get that done by that date in May or May the 31st, okay? I don't know what else to tell you.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you very much. Good luck. Go down the hall and get your date too. Make sure she goes down the hall and gets her date.
All right, I'm going to chime in a minute because Judge is right and she's right. There are places where you can go do community service for sure, but she's right in that it's getting harder and harder to find them. I know for a fact that a lot of churches have started to back away from that because of security concerns. And that's been the case with a lot of businesses as well. There are some tried and true places where you can still get it done, like the Salvation Army, like St. Vincent de Paul, those that he suggested that can actually still happen. But it's not as easy as it used to be, and I don't think Judge is totally up to speed on that. And I just have to say, because it's something that really bothers me, the whole concept of a nonprofit, this is just Dan speaking here, but as a business person, I have some insight on this. There's no such thing as a nonprofit. It bugs me to death when these people are like, it's got to be a nonprofit. Nonprofit is nothing more than tax designation, friends. It's explain to me how the people who head up so many nonprofits have multi-million-dollar homes. It's profitable. It's just a tax thing. Anywho, let's get back to Judge.
Still cleared up the underlying warrant that was out there in Inkster, but he's got some other hurdles to jump. He started the process, Your Honor.
Anything, sir?
No, Your Honor.
100 fines, 110 costs, 75 victims' rights, $50 justice assessment, 335 or 60 days.
I plan to pay that.
Okay, you can go right down the end of the hall, make your payment. Wish you well. Good morning, Mr. Urick. Nathan Adu Obeng, 25W837826, A, B, and C. All right.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Crawford, representing Mr. Obeng.
Your name, sir?
Nathan Obeng, sir.
I think you wrote this up wrong. Was it your intent to dismiss? Was it your intent to dismiss all these if he pleads to impeding?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay, so you gotta, it reads the other way. So you gotta put all those items, all the charges on line one that you have to line two. That's okay. Sir, Mr. Obeng, how you doing?
I'm okay.
What's going on?
Life.
Life?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Everything's okay. Just getting back on track, trying to, make sure I take care of business.
All right, where do you work?
Work at GXL up the street, not too far in Brownstown, Michigan.
Okay.
I'm a senior supervisor over there.
Good.
Just trying to get everything back on track.
Good.
Took a little while, but I'm here.
Better late than never.
Absolutely.
You're gonna plead impeding, right?
Yes, sir.
And then they're gonna dismiss the driving on a suspended, no proof of insurance, and expired plate, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, to the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
Plea is accepted, suspends, dismissed, no insurance, dismissed, expired plate, dismissed. 185 is your total. Can you pay that today?
Your Honor, my client can't pay that today, but what he would propose is to pay $50 today, and he can pay $50 every week until the balance is paid, starting on the April the 9th.
All right, you want to do that?
Yes, sir.
185, $50 now, 50 a week starting April the 5, you said, right? 9th, I'm sorry. That's a week from today.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good enough. So that's what I'll let you do. You can pay 50 on the 9th, 50 today, 50 the 9th, 50 the 16th, and then you'll pay the balance, which would be $35 on the 23rd. Okay,
yes.
Good luck.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Webster. Christopher Ryan Webster, 22B142004A. Your name?
Christopher Ryan Webster.
I just want to make sure I understand this one correctly, Mr. Urick. Your name?
Christopher. On behalf of the people of the city of Woodhaven.
So he's gonna plead to the impeding on file A. I'm gonna dismiss the suspend, but the expired plate, he's just gonna sign over his bond.
That's what I understand.
Okay, is that what you understood?
Yes, sir.
To the charge impeding traffic, responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
I'll accept the plea. $200 on that file. You can apply your bond on that, apply your bond on the clearance. I'm dismissing the suspend. They'll refund you money. Any questions?
No, sir.
You can go down the hall and talk to the staff. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
You too.
Let's switch it up a second and go see what's going on in Sheila Johnson's courtroom. So we'll just move down the road from Woodhaven a little bit. Interesting thing with Judge Johnson, and that I've noticed amongst a bunch of female judges, they're starting to do their work at the bench standing up a lot of times, and that's what she's currently doing right now. It's a trend. It's a thing.
Correct. Mr. Hess is still get an attorney of assigned this case. I'm in his office. He had a scheduling conflict.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so you're kind of standing in for him. Okay, do you mind him standing in for Mr. Hess? Okay. All right, Mr. Akins. So today is the day for a sentencing. And this is on an attempt use of a motor vehicle without authority and without intent to steal, and domestic violence second offense. So we did get a pre-sentence report. And did you have a chance to review it? And if so, is it accurate or do you have corrections?
Your Honor, we have received that. Mr. Akins has had the opportunity to review it. It appears factually it is an accurate.
Okay. Good. What would you like to say on his behalf?
Your Honor, in reviewing the recommendation of Mr. Akins, I understand, given the case at hand, the recommendation, I would ask your Honor to consider suspending or not imposing the additional jail time recommendation. Mr. Atkins is.
We've got two domestic violences.
I understand that, Your Honor. The reason I asked you to consider that is, for one, I would anticipate Your Honor would like to Your Honor in the information and oversight of it online. You will have a completed 52-week domestic violence program if you order that. It's recommended as well. As long
Okay, I don't know what they say, and I know generally the kinds of things they recommend. I guess my question is, everyone comes to court having committed a crime. In his case, multiple times, this particular domestic violence crime, but they don't want to go to jail. What is the expectation? That you could just do these things and there's really no penalty, it's just probation?
I don't think there's an expectation of no penalty, Your Honor. I think in this instance, I would look at it more as what best serves the community.
Well, how does it best serve him not to go to jail? Because sometimes people get a little dose of jail, it jolts them into reality. And it jolts them in a way that they say, you know, I want to get myself together. I don't want to do this kind of offense. And it may make him more open to the receiving the benefits of what I'm offering him to do on the.
Certainly, Your Honor. He did get a case of that on his face of his initial arrest. He is working for full time. When he got out on bond, it's my understanding he got this job. Or in case he works at least 40 hours. Speaking with him, it sounds like he works every hour they let him work. Every time every time I contacted him prior to today, he was at work. He has two beloved minor children. He's financially supporting illness. He's working on getting custody because the mother of that child has passed. I think himself better with working financially supporting his children, himself and his children. Then potentially losing that job and actually started over 12 days recommended. Additionally, if he doesn't take advantage of that, Your Honor would have a year, and Straight understands that of time that you can give that way. So I don't know that he needs that link of call at this time. And I think the oversight you will have with him, make sure that I'm right if I'm not big.
Well, one thing that I see in here that might be cause for some concern is that he has dealt with some mental health issues and he is not on any medications. Are you on treatment? Because sometimes those kinds of things can affect how you react. And maybe that's what's going on with you when you get angry, when you end up, because these are all domestics, not even a regular stuff. So I'm just wondering if an assessment should be done and see what he needs to do. Because sometimes when you seek the treatment and if they give you medications, you take one, a lot of the behavior changes. People that drink alcohol medicate sometimes because they have some of the same disorders you do. And with appropriate treatment, I know someone who was with this and who was able to stop drinking, period, turn it around. Simply because they needed the man and they weren't on any. So you need to be assessed for that, just to make sure. Anyway, anything else you wish to say before I ask him?
No, Your Honor, I think the points I wanted to hit, I got up and discussed.
Okay. What do you want to say? Well, just 3 times now. So your girlfriend is arguing with you, which happened. She said some hurtful things, which happens. You might have said some hurtful things back. That happens. You have to learn how to resolve conflict. She said some stuff about your kids. Yeah, you real mad. Learn how to walk away and calm yourself down. You don't punch her in the face. Who does that? That's not right at all. And if it was your daughter in a relationship with a man who, when they got in an argument, punched in the face, what would you say about him? Yes, you would. Because you said that's not right. No matter what she said, you ever heard sticks and stones may break my bones, but names could never harm me? That's what happens here. If she gonna throw some sticks and stones at you, you might have a right to defend yourself. But if she's just talking, you can't punch her in the face. And that's just not right to do that anyway, to a man or a woman. But see, no, you're probably stronger than her, bigger than her. You could have damaged her. What if you had hit her in that face and knocked her out cold? She suffers some kind of concussion, brain damage, whatever, or died. Because that has happened. You don't know what's going to happen with your victim. You got to take them as you find them. And if she popped some kind of blood vessel in her head, oh my goodness, you would have never lived that down. And you probably wouldn't get out of prison either. But the bottom line is you got to look at your picture of your life first before you act. Is this worth it? Yeah, that was hurtful. Just because she said something doesn't mean it's true. But I know it's hurtful. But you say, okay, this is how you feel. I'm walking away right out of here right now. I'm going to calm myself down. If your relationship with that person is worth it, then you come back and you talk about what was hurtful and why. And you both try to listen to each other. And so that this thing gets resolved and it doesn't happen again. If it's not worth it, get a new relationship. Those are good options. The socking her in the face, no, that just brought you here. And you say you were smoking marijuana that day. I don't even know how that helps you. Should have calmed you down more. I don't know what happened. All right. Well, what do you want to say about all of this? Anything?
I said, I'm working with. I'm wrestling. I'm seeing my young daughter Monday.
Well, who can? But people go and I send them. Because you know what? When it comes down to, I have compassion. You might have noticed that. But just because you have kids that doesn't affect me at all. People bring their kids in here. I send them to jail with the kids here. These are your choices. It's not my fault. This is your record, not mine. I didn't put them there. You have 3 domestic violences, and you actually think that that doesn't warrant a jail sentence. Do you really believe that? And then the next person, let's just say there was a next person, did have some kind of consequence, hit themselves, mortally wounded, or impaired permanently. Who do you think they're going to be looking at? Those judges, they never sent him to jail for nothing. Look what he got out he did. Not on my watch. They're not saying that about me. I believe in rehabilitation. I actually believe that you feel bad about this. I actually believe you are trying to get yourself. But that doesn't mean you don't pay for your actions. I get no joy. Let's make that clear. By sending anybody to jail. I don't like it. But I do it when I need to do it. And I don't do it a lot. But if I do it, people say, she sent them, they need it. What do you want to say, Mr. Shotton?
Yes, Sean. Pursuant to the Crime Victims' Rights Act, the people did reach out to the victim in this matter, and she has elected not to make a statement. The people would just like to state, based on the defendant's statements in the PSI and the police report, it appears the victim's telling of the events is she never saw this punch coming. She was scared at that point after being punched in the head. She woke up in the middle of the night. The defendant took her car and multiple of her belongings, and then the defendant texted her and taunted her and said he's going to the club, going to meet other women. As the court has pointed out, the defendant has multiple other convictions for domestic violence, at least 2 priors, meaning he didn't avoid just 1 felony in this matter, he avoided 2, and that warrants, at the minimum, the recommendation of probation. Thank you.
The complaining witness. What's her name, Mr. Shanklin? Christina Heath, is that it? It's her. Her. Okay. So. All right. So this is what we're going to do, Mr. Akins. I really believe that you do need a little bit of help. I think the domestic violence class, the HEAL program, is really going to affect you. There are men in this class that keep each other accountable. There's 4 phases to it, and there's homework assignments and presentations that you have to make about whatever they give you, especially about your back on your history, what you've done. I think that'll help. I want a mental health evaluation because I just want to make sure that the things that you suffer from are not contributing to your burst of, I guess, violence sometimes when you're upset. And if a treatment is necessary, then we can deal with that. And if not, then fine. You don't have to do it. So I'm going to order that. And I do think some punishment is necessary in this particular instance because, you know, this is the third time in a lifetime and we got to stop this. And I think giving you some time to reflect on it, and it's not a lot of time, I think it's going to be mandated here. So sentence of the court is 24 months on each count, concurrent $960 of oversight fees for being on probation. On the count of using the motor vehicle without authority, $300 fine. On the domestic violence, second offense, $800 fine. 12 days in jail with credit for one. I will allow you to do weekends. Until you've completed it. So you have to go to the jail. We'll let you report. What are your work hours? Well, you're gonna have to tell your people that you're gonna have to leave till your 12 days, well, your 11 days is done on the weekend. So it's probably 2 weekends. You probably get good time credit for it. It's gonna be at least 2 weekends, maybe 3. So you have to report to the jail at a certain time. If you don't get there, a warrant for your arrest will be issued. If you don't come back, then you're gonna have an absconding felony charge. So I can do that. So what are your work hours so that I can make sure that you're reporting 6 p.m.? Okay. So we could have you report. They'll take you anytime. Can you get there by, let's see, 7 p.m. if you get off at 6? Okay. So we'll have you report on her birthday this weekend.
Like 8 o'clock, I work in Fleischer. 7:30.
Okay.
I pointed up at the jails in Pontiac. I want to make sure you get down.
Yeah. What is this? What day is her birthday? April what?
April 11th. Oh, you report April 11th then?
I'm trying to find out when her birthday is. Okay. All right. So yeah, we're gonna have you report April 11th of 2025 and 7:30 p.m. You will get credit for that as a full day, even though it's just a portion of the day. And they'll be letting you out on Sunday. You'll get credit for that as a full day. Okay. Also, you'll do 3 days of community service at a nonprofit agency. I'm ordering a mental health evaluation and treatment if it's needed. No alcohol, no unprescribed drugs. There will be drug testing and alcohol testing while you're on bond. You will attend the 52-week domestic violence HEAL program or the REDEEM program. No contact with Christina Heath over the course of the probation. Obviously, you can have visitation if you have a child in common. But you have to set up the visitation through a third party and pick up the child from some other place, not the address where she lives, and not directly from her. So you can manage to, a lot of people do a drop off in the lobby of the police department. Okay. Then you don't have to worry about visitation. Maintain your employment. Pay a $75 crime victims' rights fee. And there will be a $100 PSI fee. All right, I think that is gonna complete the sentence of the court on both of these counts.
If I may ask a question, I'll call protest. Will that be as directed by probation or you ordering?
I'm not ordering anything formal. If we as directed randomly.
You're just my person with sentencing. Probation.
Yes, the court officer is gonna get the probation officer and take him down and just.
Should he wait?
Yeah, he should wait.
That you in custody, Mr. Howard, in court.
Really?
Mr. Rubio.
Yeah, but you didn't give me the file. What happened with Mr. Taylor, Richard Taylor? That's right.
Okie dokie. Pretty much every court that I follow at the moment has gone just a little bit silent. So now is a good time for story time. So there's a lot of interest in Ellie, the cat that every now and then shows up, who I've called the co-host. And yes, B. Davis, I believe you asked earlier if she was off of probation. Yes and no. She's exited the studio again because I don't think she's gotten a hint from when she was banned before. But once again, she tried to yank at the cables for my monitors so I can't listen to what's going on when she disconnects stuff. But yesterday, while I was working here in the studio, working on the graphics and stuff that we have now, she slept for like 3 hours at my feet and never did anything wrong. So I don't know. I guess it's just when we're live that she decides to be interesting. But she actually has a birthday coming up. She will be 1 year old next Tuesday, April the 8th. And April the 8th is kind of where the story is. So Mrs. The Courtroom Files was always a cat person. She always had cats. I never did until we got together. I've never been a cat person, at least not until now. But when we came to Arizona, where we live now, we came for my mother and my father to kind of help with them and to look after them. My father especially, who had a myriad of health problems. So we came to Arizona where he could possibly live a better life. Anyways, when we came here, Mrs. The Courtroom Files had to give up her cats because my dad was deathly allergic to them. So we went a long time without cats. We had to rehome them with relatives and stuff. But my father passed in 2018, and in 2023, at Christmas time, my mother, who we still look after, came to me and said, can this house use another animal? We had a couple of rabbits at that point, and we still have a couple. But I just said, well, what did you have in mind? And she said, well, I want to get a cat. And I thought she had gone insane because my mom was always very upfront with the fact that she didn't like cats. I'm like, are you feeling okay? And she said, no, it's not for me. It's for your wife. And she said that I'd never forgotten that she gave up her cats to come here with us, and I want her to have a cat again. So I said, all right. So we had a look out, and we're kind of getting the lay of the land, and we ended up going to the Humane Society, actually chasing after another rabbit who, by the time we got there, that rabbit had been adopted. But we took a look at their cats while they were there, and there was this beautiful cat who locked eyes on Mrs. The Courtroom Files and just refused to turn away from her, just kept her eyes locked. So, you know, we spent some time with her, and it was just like this instant bond between the two of them. But this cat, who we ended up naming Jelly Bean, had been beaten to within an inch of her life. She was, I think, 8 or so months old when we got her, but she they found her outside. She'd had a broken leg. She had cuts all over her face. They were pretty sure that she had some kind of vision issues. Also, just serious head trauma. I mean, just beaten. But she definitely made a bond, so we went ahead and adopted her and brought her home. And we nursed her back to health over the course of 4 months. And you could see her getting stronger and stronger. And you could see her vision come back because she started tracking things again, and it was all really good. And then April 8th last year was when we had that eclipse, if you'll recall. And all of our animals, the rabbits and the cat, were acting a little bit weird that day. But in the morning, that cat snuck out around me as I was going in and out the front door. I never saw it, but I did catch it on camera later. And she just left. Just left. And ever since, she has been in the wind. We spent weeks trying to find her, never did. We thought that somebody had beaten her and dumped her, but probably what happened was somebody had certainly beaten her, but we think she had always been an outdoor cat. And I think it was just a situation of once she felt healthy enough, that call of the wild came back and off she went. We're people of faith here, and I've always felt since this happened that maybe our job in her life was to just get her back to health, which is what we did. So we have faith that this worked out the way that it should and that she's out there living her life. But ever since then, the lights on the front of the house are on. They will always stay on as long as we live in this place, to let that cat know that we have not forgotten. A short time later, though, we adopted another cat. Her name is Io. She is a tortie, a beautiful cat. She's very much Mrs. the Courtroom Files cat, so she doesn't hang with me too much, never really comes into the studio. But a couple months after that, it was clear that Io, who was just a baby too, she was like 6 months old at that point, she needed a cat friend. So we went out and we found Ellie, who has just been an absolute joy, and she bonded to me straight away, and she turned me into a cat person. I've never been a cat person. This cat changed all of that. She guards me at night. She waits outside the studio for me when I'm working. If I leave, she goes to a window and she sits there until I come back. It's just been wonderful. She is the best. Ellie is the best. But she's also a kitten, and she has her moments. But here's God's providence in my mind. When she was born? She was born April 8th, the day that Jellybean left. I miss Jellybean a lot, but without her leaving, we never would have found Io and Ellie either. So those are my thoughts on the cats. Anyways, let's go back to Judge Johnson, because to be honest with you, she's the only one at the moment of the 9 courts I'm watching that has anything going on. It just, like I said, it went quiet. So let's go see what she's doing.
Malicious destruction of property over, which was, I guess, reduced. No, over 200. It wasn't. Less than $1,000. The sentence will be 34 days in jail with credit for 34 days. That'll close this matter out. Not assessing any fines and costs. Restitution has been paid. Thank you, Your Honor. I'm waiving the warrant fee as well. Thank you, Your Honor. This is what it is.
You the Charlie, fine, Calvin Charlie is a waiver for this.
Okay. Keep saying 3, it's 4 now.
Yes.
Or 2.
I'm able to contact the attorney for this.
Wait.
I'm blasphemy, okay? Stay blasphemy.
Don't have the truth. Right. Okay, let's see what we got. We'll have that later. This is the case number 24S01147SM, People State of Michigan versus DeAndre Kim.
Robert Shockley, on behalf of the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joe Streetman on behalf of Mr. Campbell, who's standing to my right. Mr. Campbell, who's standing for the left.
And so, Mr. Campbell, you're here for sentencing. This is on one count of aggravated domestic violence. And so did you have a chance to review the pre-sentence report with him, Mr. Streetman?
I did, Your Honor. At this point, there's no additions, deletions, or corrections.
Okay. What would you like to say on this one here?
Your Honor, this was a pretty lengthy trial, so Your Honor is pretty aware of the facts of the case, so I'm not gonna delve into those too much. I will note that my client is a 24-year-old. He has no prior adult criminal history of any violent crimes of any sorts. You know, he does have the 2021 reckless driving and fleeing and eluding, nothing regarding substances of any sorts. And I will note, as you can see in the pre-sentence report, that my client did have a pretty tough childhood. You know, his mother did give up her parental rights, I believe when he was 15, and he hasn't really had much contact with his father. Luckily, his grandmother has kind of stepped in and been a guiding light for him. She is in the courtroom today, and she has been for every single court hearing that he's had. And he has been living with her too.
Okay, that's good.
So she is there for support. You know, I will note that he has had no bond violations since he's been arraigned. And you know, I will note that one of the recommendations is anger management. My client did participate in anger management in the past. And has absolutely no issue participating in it again, given the you know, given what he was found guilty of. Given the recommendations, I do note that there's 12 months probation, the fines and costs, and the anger management. Alcohol and drug testing at the defendant's own expense, no time taken to victim. My client does have no objection to the majority of these recommendations. Does not plan to have any contact with the victim, who is his mother. He has no objection again to the anger management courses. I would say that he does have a bit of a problem with the, you know, drug and alcohol testing at his own expense. His crime had no, drug and alcohol had no impact on his crime. He was not under the influence on the date of this offense, and he has had no prior history of drug or alcohol crimes, as you can see in his previous criminal history. So I would ask the court to omit that recommendation. And take into consideration that my client did spend 23 days in Oakland County Jail for this offense. Other than that, I do believe that the recommendation is fair given the offense.
Does he drink twice a month? 1 to 4 alcoholic beverages and marijuana, but he hasn't smoked it since last year. What do you want to say, sir? You what?
So we want.
People wish to be heard on this?
Yes, John. Victim of this matter, Ms. Campbell is present and point. She would like to make a statement.
Ms. Darnitha Campbell.
Before she makes a statement, I would just like to point out for the court, when the pre-sentence investigation asked the defendant's version of events, he states, "I have no reason to hit my mother."
That's all.
That comment in and of itself, I find contemptuous of this proceeding we had. This wasn't a plea. This was a trial where his own family had to testify against him what he did. He refuses to take responsibility for his actions, even though the people proved it beyond a reasonable doubt. With that, may Ms. Campbell speak?
Yes, Mr. Shooting, slide this way. Come on up, Ms. Campbell. What's your name? And Ms. Campbell, you're the complaining witness here. Okay. What would you like to state?
Wanted to make a statement about DeAndre from his mom. And the reason why he wasn't with me at 15 is because his hands only at 15. Even though he lived with his grandmother, still was active in DeAndre's life, even when an incident occurred. November the 10th, I had just got an apartment for DeAndre in my name. I'm still an active parent. DeAndre is just, he have a lot of anger, a lot of built up resentment. I wanted to talk about what's going on with me just from the hit. When he hit me in my eye and I fell to my glass table.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was in the process of getting promotion in my 4-year, which should be 5-year job at Amazon. DeAndre knew this. Right now, I'm fighting for my job because I've been off. I tried to go back because once my leave was up, my leave been unpaid for over 4 months. 2 cars, apartment. I have a 16-year-old. My middle son passed away 2 years ago. Been trying to build the best relationship I can with DeAndre. Even after this have happened, I don't know what DeAndre have against me. I just want to say, fuck the best friend. I always wanted the best friend. I never was out of his life, even though he hit me at 15. I had to get him up out of my house. I had 2 other younger kids. I didn't want them to see that. Right now, my hand is still impaired. I go to physical therapy 3 times a week. I miss physical therapy to be here for this testimony because my hand still, this is my left hand. I'm left-handed. My finger still don't bend. I had to train myself how to do everything with my right hand in these 4 months. That's hard for me. I've been independent. I've been a single parent. I always had a job. I never not had a job. And now I'm fighting for my job. I'm trying to figure out, do I have to get a lawyer? What I have to do? The drinking, smoking, all of that's not true. That's a part of, I feel like that was a part of his probation. DeAndre have been getting in trouble with cops. He very aggressive. He have a lot of anger. I just want the best for him, but at the same time, he have to have some type of accountability. That glass could have cut my wrist.
Yeah.
I could have been dead right now. The fact that I had 3 surgeries in 4 months and my hand still don't have its function. I just feel like for him not to have nothing to say, that's inhumane. It's not real. Because I didn't deserve for him to hit me in my eye and make me fall. I had a black eye for 2 months for my son. So I just wanted to come here and testify that. And another thing, the things he put on social media, the things he be saying, like trying to make me feel like I'm a bad parent. And I'm not the best parent. I've been in domestic violence relationships. But as far as that, I'm the best parent. I made the wrong choices of dealing with the wrong guys when I was younger, but that don't give DeAndre the right to do what he's doing. And like I said, once again, I have bills. I'm off work. I've been off work. I tried to go back. They sent me home because my hands swelled up and took me off the schedule. So right now I'm fighting for a job that I just got a promotion for. You know, it don't make sense. I know I'm the best worker. And I've been there going on 5 years. Never been off work. Never been in no type of trouble or anything.
What would you like to speak to Simpson?
I really feel like that's my son, and I love, it's like, I love my son. He don't understand, like, even though everything he does to me, I still love my son. I've cried all night. I ain't been asleep. This was hard for me. This whole process, even for my middle son, because my middle son wanted DeAndre around because my other son had passed away. So I was bringing DeAndre around more for my 15-year-old, because me and DeAndre never really get along because he treat me like he my dad, basically. He want to control me, basically. He run me, he talk to me, he call me like, I mean, the disrespect is, it take my mom and other people to say, why are you still dealing with him? Why are you still being invested? That's my son, I had him. So the love I got for him, he don't have that love for me. And I never understood that. But I'm here because I feel like he needs some type of help. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I don't think he's a bad person. But the things he has done to me have been bad. And I don't understand why.
I'm sorry that you had to go through this. I really am, and I'm really sorry about your injuries. But to just give you a little hope on the hand, have to go to hand physical therapy.
That's what I've been doing.
And I've been through this. It's difficult. It hurts, but it works. You will get the use of your hands back. You'll be able to bend them.
I'm worried about my child. I'm worried about my livelihood. DeAndre, no.
Well, you can't change anything. So don't worry. Have some faith that your job will be there for you. Or if not, something better is about to come. You're not at fault here. So you're not going to be totally penalized in the universe because of something he did. So you have to believe that you're not wrong. I'm very sorry about your relationship with him. I don't know what's going on with him. You say you don't. He may not even know exactly why he's a little bit distant from you in the way that he was. But one thing is for sure, you have to follow the advice of who was your mother and family members saying, why are you dealing with it? You can't. You have to let him work it himself first. And it's unfortunate that the other son is not going to be able to, well, he might be able to see his brother, but not at your house. Can't come over there. He can't see you. You've got to learn as a mother. Sometimes things are out of your control. This no contact order that is in place will stay in place. And he is going to have to work on himself first. And there could come a time that he's doing better and that you will want to see him and you can come and ask me to lift that. If you hear that he seems to be doing better, or he could ask me to lift it. But right now, you've got to work on yourself. You've got to focus on physically healing. If you need mental healing, work on that too, because of what's been going on with you too. It's a long term. Maybe a little counseling for yourself is okay, and you should pursue that. And then work on dealing with your job and saying, I'm sure they understand, to a degree, because are you doing packages and things for them? Yeah, so you have to have the hand. Yeah.
But I said I'll try to go back because I feel like even though my finger don't bend, I still wanted to try to see if I can try to maneuver. With just my fingers still not bending with my hands forward. So they something needed me because they said I'm a lot nimble. Meaning they don't want nothing what's in my hand and they come to the suit. That's what I was told.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do I do now?
Work on healing it and put some applications in other places too, just in case something good or better might come along where you don't have to use that hand as much until it heals, because it will heal. It may take you months, but it'll heal up. So put some applications in and do that. But just know that the court is going to try to do what I can to help him. And I don't know the origin of the anger and issues with you. But he'll have to work on that through therapy. That's the only thing he can do, is to get out what's wrong and how he feels, so that he's able to have a decent relationship with you and his sibling. So I appreciate you being here today to tell us your side of how you feel and what you'd like to see. And if the goal is help, that's my goal too, is to get him some help. Okay. Thank you so much. Mr. Schreiner?
Your Honor, I did get a chance to talk to my client a little bit there. I know that he would like to make a statement at the first level.
He just said he didn't want to. I just said,
I understand. He would like to.
okay, well, go ahead.
Like, I'm gonna speak now because since I've been a kid, no, I come to this court, it's the same story, like same lies be told. She doesn't tell. Actually, my fault. I do kind of speak fast. Let me slow down and talk. I have a problem with this talking fast.
Oh.
But since I've been here, like first she tried to make me come in here and see because of the situation that occurred. It's not going on. Like I go to counseling. I don't have a problem going to counseling. I did every program she lays me through as a kid. You can't go with no system of bond and say like, oh, it's a heroin. This kid is a blanket, you know, like this disrespect out of the world. All of this is just off of what somebody is saying. It's not between you and the action of what happened. But other than that, it's like can't like bring family members in here and like she's saying, oh, my family members. They said this is who I am. Then it's like to me, like I've been trying, like this is what she been trying. I've been trying to. So my little brother lost like to me, like probably since I've been a kid. Everything I had went through my mama, I've always been there for her. Like to me, like when we don't have nobody, it's me, my mom. And I got to say, it's a kid. You know, I've been going through all this stuff, like, you know, situation me, like me moving with my grandma. I am still trying to be the best son for her. So I mean, she come in here and say all this wrong stuff. She's not saying, yeah, I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying? How I try to help my brother. How I try to tell them what this about life. And what I'm learning is being out in the world, you know, living with like, you know, like, not knowing like as a kid, oh, you want to be an adult so bad. You get to the adult world, it's not what you like. I preach all this to my brothers. Like to me, it ain't like me. She said I come around my brother smoking, not come around my brother. It's always talking about this disrespect. No, I've been saying since I was a kid. We get step together. And to me, I feel like she don't understand. I'm my daughter. We learn how to talk to each other. It's not about just, oh, I'm just putting out bad stuff. No, she feel like I said to me, it's like, man, because it's none of the stuff that's documented. All this abuse stuff. Like I've been saying, it's like you can't just keep saying like, yo, it's me because I got complications. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get complicated because like I said, I talk fast. Then talk fast is like I tell you, it's not seem like wow, when you just speak so fast. But I've been having this speech patterns since I was a kid. Like, no, she can't come over and say, oh yeah, I don't talk fast. It's like a lot of stuff that I am, this is who I am. And I'm not this angry kid. To me, like I said, I've been in therapy, I've been care past anger management.
So why do you think you don't get along with your mother?
Cause like I've been telling people, it's not about I just have like even like I've been having believing this and like as I'm growing up. She tried to tell me how to do my life growing up. Like I always said, one can't tell a man how to get man. And just like I can tell you, one can't tell me how to get man. So as I'm growing up, I'm learning my own ways of being a man. Like even like working job, getting a trade, trying to go back to school. I'm learning my own way. And like I've been saying all my life, it's like she felt like I feel like if I'm not following what she want me to do, oh, I'm not doing the right thing. And then just like I said to me, like even when I said to him, I'm like, oh, like my little brother, oh, we should push basketball on him. Oh, that was your dream. Don't try to tell him. It's just like, well, why not? These kids don't want to get in full ride scholarship, all types of stuff. Why not? The little boy is 16, 6'5". Why not? Just like I feel like he's like, then it's like she's talking about he don't want to deal with me. So I've been a kid. She has put my brothers against me. Like this is all he disrespectful. But if I'm so disrespectful, why do you keep bringing me back into your house? Like or you on the weekends? You talking about it's love. If it's love, why I'm trying to sit down and talk to you in the door? Why we keep talking to the adult? Why do they always be son, mother? Why can't I be like, oh yeah, I'm an adult. That's like the adult. I don't appreciate you talking to me like this. Or my why you gotta get loud? We just have a conversation. It's always I'm a mama, you son.
Well, that is true.
Absolutely. And like I said, I don't have a problem with that. But to me, like, how much do you keep talking to me? It's like I'm a dog on the street. And yeah, it's like, oh, I just keep not looking past it. Then like I said, then when I do leave, it's like, yeah, oh, I go leave. It's back to my grandma's house where I live at. They're like, oh, you can call me. Oh, you know, we want you over here, your brother, your brother. It's trying to blame my brother's situation. Oh, I understand my brother passed away. We all said. But you can't keep sitting here and telling me, oh my God, every time I want to come over or my brother passed away. That's not nothing new. It's not, like I said, we don't heal from stuff like to me, like I said, 10 years from now, it'll be the same situation.
So are you telling me that you feel like you're not being heard?
We hurt stopping the kids. And like I said, to me, that's the whole this court thing, like, whatever, you know, like the 6 years, I can go do it. I come, you know, like how this go, I come back and it's like, I'm still the same person I'm gonna be when I go. It's like, I don't feel like I need to change anything. I do need to like learn how to, you know, like, my speaking, how to slow down speaking. It's sometimes sound like I'm very aggressive, but other than that, it's like, what am I focused? I'm gonna work on. Well, I think with my mama, it's like I don't feel such a way about it. As a kid, I saw what I saw. It was what it was, and I understand. Like now, she's doing way better. It is what it is. It's me like, or it's like, oh, I seen that bitch. She picked the wrong guy. I was like, you picked the wrong guy. Like a long time in my life. No, like yeah, I feel like you understood him, so I understood it. Like I said, a lot of stuff like even as an adult, I've still been seeing it. So it's like they ain't like you learn your lessons. It's like you know, she sounds like, oh, I picked the come on, like I just the probably like what 3-4 years ago, I was just trying to work. She fucked in front of all of us. Like you can't just be like, oh yeah, like you know, like you tell a story, then not tell all the sides of the story. You know what I'm saying this is the whole case. It's like she tell her story, and it's like everybody wrong with it.
Well,
It's not like us.
it sounds to me that you two ever get back to
I don't think that's wrong.
concept that you have to go to therapy together.
I have offered that multiple times.
That's what it seems like.
So I don't like I said, I'm being realize.
Because I'm not saying maybe some of the things you're saying aren't valid. Maybe it is valid. That try to talk, you're not heard, and she pushes her agenda. Well, she's a mother, but you're an adult now. So maybe she should treat you a little differently. I don't know. But those are things that you can work through in counseling. The two of you together, if you ever get that far. All right. Well, you know what? This is not going to be solved today, obviously. But what I had to do is sentence you because she did suffer as a result of you pushing her. And she fell and did some aggravated damage to her hand. So the recommendation I think I'm going to follow, which is for 12 months of probation with $480 oversight fees. I think that's definitely good. He doesn't have any significant other prior history. But I think that this will give us an opportunity to work through any mental health issues that you may have, which you were in counseling for. Get you back on top of that. Keep you away from her. Give you some anger management class to help you learn how to deal and cope with the feelings that you may have when you get angry. So I think, and then if we can do all this sooner than 12 months, we can release you in 6 months. If you have a form, you can ask probation for it, and then they can fill it out and ask to be released from probation in 6 months. If the prosecutor doesn't object, I look at it, I don't object, then we'll release you. If we do have some concerns, we'll have a hearing as to whether or not you should be released in 6 months as opposed to 12. So right now it's 12 months, $480 of oversight fees, $350 fines, 23 days in jail with credit for 23. There will be 3 days community service at a nonprofit agency, mental health treatment to continue where you were going or get new treatment, and take any prescribed medications. No alcohol or unprescribed drugs. I am testing. No contact, at least for now, with Darnita Campbell, your mother. Are you working now? Okay. Well, obtain employment. And we're going to send you to an extended 22-week anger management class. Pay a $75 crime victims' rights fee. Pursuant to statute. Pay $350 for counsel fee. That is going to complete the, oh, I should say $100 screening fee for PSI.
Your Honor, based on everything, I would, given the circumstances of this domestic violence offense, at least 30 days be held over in case of a violation. Small skin.
And I also really want to do that because guess what? If he gets violated, he can still go get 30 days. If he doesn't have a record, nothing major, And I really don't think he intended to I know he intended to push her, but I don't think he intended for her to fall on that table and cut herself.
Your Honor, I would note that the subsequent injuries or surgeries is
Hit you, okay, in the eye.
because they didn't remove the glass. from
Yeah,
the
she's had to have
first time.
several surgeries. She suffered, it's no question. She suffered. But I'm not gonna give him that extra 30 days now. I'm give him a chance to see if he can really rehabilitate himself. And if you don't, then we would have 30 more days or more that we could sentence you to. So you understand that. There's no restitution.
Not present.
Oh, all right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Okay, I've got a little bit of a hard out today. I'd love to continue to hang with you guys, but to be honest, there are other things that require my attention. This afternoon, I will be taking a look to see if I can get us an answer on that hearing from Judge Fleischer's court that we saw live yesterday. There was not a resolution that happened on camera, so I'm going to search through online documents and see if I can find an answer. If I can, I'll report on it tomorrow. If I can't, I'll report on it tomorrow, so you can join us then. If you're looking for court to watch this afternoon, I'd mentioned this earlier, but if you're looking for something live, I recommend you go over to Judge Boyd's YouTube channel at 1:30 Central, so 2:30 Eastern, it'd be 11:30 Pacific. She is going to continue with a trial she started yesterday where they have this rapper who's a young dude who is accused of murdering a man, and this happened back in 2017 and is just now getting to trial. I caught the beginning of that yesterday afternoon. It was pretty interesting, so that's worth a look. Or if you're willing, go over to the Courtroom Files, pick yourself a playlist and binge. We've got so much content there beyond this live show. If you like what we do, go give it a look. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. Again, you can always catch us at the Courtroom Files with all of our other content. Do appreciate you being here as always. Take care. God bless.